Greetings all. Today's video is going to be all about how to invest in real estate in Philadelphia. All right, so the first step is you want to be prepared. You want to have a plan. Just like anything else you want success in, you should be well prepared. So you want to be able to pick a location and pick property types as well. So property types, do we want to do a rehab? Do we want to do a fix and flip? Do we want to use the BRRRR method? Is it cold in here? Perhaps you want something turnkey. Are you looking for residential? Are you looking for commercial? Are you looking for industrial? Are you looking for tax shelter? So we need to pick a property type. Are you looking for cash flow, or are you looking for appreciation? Or maybe you're looking for a little bit of both. Or maybe you want to have kind of a further away approach and invest in some REITs, some real estate investment trusts, or some crowdfunding. All right, next up, you got to know your numbers. Know your budget. Know what's ahead of you math-wise. Do the math. You need to get familiar with real estate math. You need to get familiar with cash flow. You need to get familiar with ROI, return on investment. You need to get familiar with operating expenses, or OPEX. Not only do we need to understand how much money do we need to buy the place, but what else do we need to budget for? Do we need money for capital expenditures, for future renovations? Do we need carrying costs? There's a lot of moving parts in a real estate transaction, especially in real estate investing. Do you need to have a slush fund, let's say? Do you need to have money set aside for property management? What kind of math are you looking at every month for expenditures? When doing our math, we want to budget for renovations, but we don't want to over-renovate, but we also don't want to under-renovate. Modernization is key in getting maximum rents. So what are the largest carrying costs in a rental property or an investment property? The mortgage payment, or principal and interest, or if you're paying cash, you want to be able to pay your principal back, right? You got mortgage payments, principal repayments, insurance, taxes, property management, utilities. So you need to determine which you want to have affected the most. Is it your wallet or your watch? Your money or your time?
I don't even know, I can't even tell you that,
So are you going to be spending the time doing the repairs yourself, or are you going to be spending the money hiring someone else to do the repairs? Are you managing the property yourself, or are you going to be hiring somebody for that? You want to have a budget for all of this. Whether you're planning to do the work yourself, you still want to be in the money at the end of the month in case something happens to you, God forbid, or in case one day you decide you don't want to do the renovations or you don't want to do the management. You have the budget in place already set. There are multiple vendors when it comes to real estate investing, but your contractors and your property managers are probably your two biggest ones. You want to research and filter out the good ones, filter out the bad ones. If you'd like to get a list of the good ones or a naughty list, the bad ones in the Philadelphia area, I'd be glad to share it. You need to have a great real estate agent. Just give me a call or shoot me a text. That problem will be solved. But seriously, you want to interview multiple agents. You want to be able to get along with the agent, but they also need to have some certain professional level and also can actually get the job done for you. Next up is a lot of paperwork involved in real estate. Can your real estate professional handle it? You need to have an understanding of paperwork in general. You need to have a pretty good idea of what you're signing. You don't need to have necessarily 100% of the ins and outs of everything you're signing, but it is a good idea to have your attorney review paperwork, or perhaps your realtor. You might want to have a bookkeeper in mind, and definitely an accountant. What kinds of things can you write off? What kinds of things can't you write off? What kinds of things can you fix at your own personal residence that you can run through your rental property and be able to write those off as well? That's why a well-qualified accountant is very important in the real estate investment in Philadelphia. All right, so we kind of talked about the property. We sort of are trying to lay the groundwork here, the foundation, pun intended. You want to understand the location. So what kind of amenities are near there? What kind of crime rates are near there? What kind of values have gone up? What are the rent rates in that area? What is the vacancy rate in that area? There's a lot of things that are important to see in certain areas. What kind of tenants are you attracting to that area? Are there students living there? Are there single people living there? Is it high income, low income? So once you've kind of have an idea of where you're looking, how much you're going to spend, you have a budget, you got a pretty good idea, call agents, call on signs, call the houses for sale, talk to owners, go on Craigslist, go on Zillow. Whoop, did I just say that out loud? You want to call and make a lot of calls. You want to have a lot of conversations with a lot of people. You want to talk about the properties. You want to see if the property's good. You want to have a good list of questions, though, that you want to ask these folks. All right, what if you have no money? Okay, I did all the math, but I don't have a penny. I'm good at math, but I don't have any money to put into real estate. There's a lot of ways you can invest in real estate without any money at all. Now, there are zero down loans that are available. There are very low down payment loans that are available, but maybe you could wholesale. Now, in Philadelphia, in the city, you do need a wholesaler's license. There are other things like owner financing. Ask the seller if they will be the bank, or perhaps you could take over their payments. There's a lot of things you can do in lieu of cash to get yourself into a transaction. Perhaps you want to partner up with somebody. Maybe they're interested in investing in real estate, but they're too busy. You can do the legwork, you can do all the sweat equity. It's their cash and your effort. There's also a bird dog. Now, a bird dog is someone who identifies deals. You get a smaller percentage than a wholesaler, let's say, but if you identify enough deals, you can make yourself a few $100s up to a few $1,000s per transaction without actually having to do any paperwork. You just identify great deals and turn them over to investors. So you definitely want to have a system in place. Everything should be systematic, even if you're doing everything yourself. You want to write down everything you've done so the next time you do it, you can find a better way to do it. Or maybe you want to learn from your mistakes or learn from your positive experiences as well. But systematize, have a plan in writing, what worked well best for you to obtain real estate or to obtain a deal or to find a transaction. If you don't have any money still, think about some equity. Maybe you have maybe you have equity in a current home that you own. Maybe there's equity in someone else's home that you own. Maybe you have a great business running where you could get a line of credit there. There are other ways than just needing cash to buy a property. I'm sure you've heard of leveraging or OPM, using other people's money, but let's think outside the box a little bit, if anybody likes that term. Just think a little bit broader. Sit and think for a little while. How about renting out a room in your house? How about moving out of your current house and renting that out? How about subleasing for less money or for more money? Going and finding somewhere else to live for less and subleasing where you are to make a few dollars there. Now, there's a really cool Airbnb type strategy where, as long as the landlord, the owner, agrees, you rent the property from them on a monthly basis. Then you have permission to sublet it or sublease it or Airbnb it to others. You make up the difference there. You don't need any money for that. There are a ton of options for $0. I don't have any money. I don't have any credit. There are microloans. There are hard money loans. There are private financing. You could trade a house. Owner occupants, this is where you could succeed here. You want to live in one unit and rent out the other. The FHA loan is the best bet for you. It's 3.5% down. There is actually a USDA loan, which is 0% down. Yes, that's right, 0%. You can borrow everything to get in the house. If you are a veteran, thank you so much for your service. The veteran loan works there too. But you can get in for as little money as possible, rent out some space, perhaps rent out another unit. You'd be off to the races. Now, at the end of 1 year or more, you do have to intend on living there. That's how these loans were created. They want you to live there. But you can refinance that property to a conventional loan and then become a first-time home buyer in Pennsylvania again and go ahead and use the FHA loan again. When I say make a lot of offers, you got to make like 2 offers a day, honestly, or make 1 offer a day. Does it have to literally be 1 offer every single day? No, but you need to make 30, 40, 50, 60 offers in a month, and you'll get a deal. Offer accordingly. I'm not saying go out there and make ridiculous offers on 60 places. That may not work, but certainly make an offer accordingly. Everybody likes to talk about real estate. Just wherever you are, talk about it. You are a real estate professional now. Act like an investor. Say to people, I'm a real estate investor. You don't have to own property to be an investor, to think like one. So I want to end it here with crowdfunding. A lot of people ask me about that. I guess it's okay, and I say that respectfully. I would prefer you create your own crowd and you manage the deal yourself, but these apps and these websites are certainly have been effective. They work well. I mean, you'll have to check into the history there. You'll have to check into the ROI on those as well. But it is a way to get in for very little money. If you're very busy and you don't have money or don't have a lot of money, it is a great way to invest. If If you're looking for more help, give me a call, shoot me a text. I'm Gregory Martire, your local real estate expert here, your local real estate investment expert here in the Philadelphia area. Got you covered in and out of the city, Jersey too, out in the suburbs. Hey, we got you covered all across beautiful America. Have a great day, everybody.